Hello and good evening, everyone. I'm THEVAYANAI ELANGOVAN and my metric number 825D5040F. Today I'm going to share an analysis of Jorhan Mamadi leaderships, why it's matter, how he leads, the challenges he faces, and what lesson that I learned from the video. We will also look at his leadership through the several perspective and ethnic transformation, situational, and grassroots. Uh, for the following slide, who is Jorhan Mamadis? Jorhan Mamadis is a younger politician in New York City, originally born in Uganda of South Asia heritage. Now she is active in US politics, and he ran a platform that affordability, housing, transit, cost of living, and grassroots engagement rather than traditionally big donor established politics. And his rise is often described as a generational or culture shift in politics, leveraging social media, reaching a is professionally less engaged. Alright, let's start with the why Mamadi's leadership is a driving by a focus on a real everyday problem. Things like housing affordability, rising cost of living, and access to public transportation. He doesn't make that abstract to promises or political statements that he look at the issues that directly affect people by their daily lives. This approach shows the empathy and a service-oriented mindset. By prioritizing what people actually struggle with, he builds trust and demonstrates that leadership is about connecting with people and solving their real problems, not just giving a speech. For the next look at the how does Mamdanis actually lead. First, he used grassroots organization that door-to-door outreach, volunteer mobilization, and community meetings. This build deep connection and ensure that people feel heard. The second is he is very social media fluent, that using a platform like TikTok, Instagram to reach youth and diverse communities. This expands his reach and allows the real-time feedback. The third one is his leadership is authentic and humble. He communicates openly, admit mistake, and demonstrate commitment, which strengthens trust. Finally, he is multicultural inclusive, that using a multiple language to outreach the strategic so all community groups feel represented. In a combination, this strategy creates a leadership approach that is about deeply personally and broadly scalable. Even though Mamdani leadership is inspiring, the real challenges comes after the election or campaign turning idea into action. First, turning bold decision into a practically politics is hard. For example, affordable housing program requirement funding, legal frameworks, and expedition planning. The second is there is a tension between a leadership and uh, practically, that is a leader often have a compromise which can test public trust. The third is the maintain authenticity become a more difficult as responsibilities increase and political pressure grows. Finally, a leader must manage public expectation, opposition, and media, all the while keeping the momentum and focus on community priorities. The Now, let's we analyze the Mamdani's leadership through the different lenses. The first thing is transformation leadership. His inspiring change that motivates people with a compelling social vision, focusing on fairness, inclusion, and addressing everyday challenges. The second is a situational or adaptive leadership. He just is approached depending on the context. For example, using a digital media to reach younger audience and tailors messages for the different communities. The third is authentic and participate leadership. He built a trust by being open, transparent, and inviting people to participate on decision making. The fourth is populist on grassroots leadership. He's empowered ordinary citizens to have a voice in shaping decisions, the priorities, community concern over the elite interested. Each line shows the strength and the risk, inspiring vision, adaptability, trust building, and the citizen empowerment, but also potential face and inconsistent decision making, speed, and responsibility. Okay, this quote summarizes Mamadani approach well. That's Jorhan Mamadani represents a new generation of a leader who blends empathy, inclusive, and innovation. From the transformation perspective, his vision is inspiring. From the situational perspective, he is adaptability and media savvy, but the biggest question is accessibility. Can this style remain effective as the challenges of a government question and the complex decision increase? Yes. One way to think about through the short-term action, launching a small pilot program that is maintaining transparency but and building the constellation to the reduced resistance. This is other particularly ways to the transit momentum into a sustainability governance. It's to wrap up leadership today is not just about the authority. It's all about the authenticity, the connection and courageous. Mamdani demonstrated that listening, embracing diversity and acting the empathy and the critical. Unlimited true leadership begins with the service to others and is example how show has the combining vision, the method and they create a model that can inspire and mobilize people while addressing the real world problems.